Hey, good morning, guys. Welcome back to Szpakowo and my life in Poland. My life in Poland. What the heck has my life in Poland become? It's become security lights, fencing, gates. Man, I don't know. So what a crazy first day of August I had. So when I left you guys, I was kind of like at a bit of a loss, I think, as to what I was going to do. Throughout the rest of the day, I managed to get, what was I doing when I left you anyways? Who knows? But I got those silage bales sold. That was good. I managed to hook up with Lex fence guy, and I'm just checking this. I didn't really get a good day. They finished late yesterday, so I didn't really get a good chance to look at this. But so we got barbed wire. There's an option to electrify this if I want, but I'm not going to do that. That just seems psycho. But anyways, yeah. So the fence is in here. I got a fence around our yard up at that small lot that we had, the machine shed and everything. So I feel pretty good about that. The only thing is that they didn't have was there was one gate they were missing. So anyways, everything's nice and secure there. And yeah, anyways, yeah, it is what it is. I guess this is my life in Poland now, under lock and key. So let's go take a look. So a couple quick things here. So I did spend some time with Lek yesterday just going through some contingency plans. So if things don't go well here, I've got so we were able to put a kind of price on all the property that I have. We got prices on more or less all the equipment that I have. You know, if I had to make a break for it, I've got a reasonable amount of cash that I can sort of pull up right there. It's actually about 70 grand that we owe Walter. So I'd be able to pay Walter off. I'd be able to, hand over the, quote unquote keys to all of my stuff to Lek, and I'd be able to make a break for it. So, not ideal, not exactly what we had in mind, but it is what it is. Talking to my friend over in the Palanier region, that's over in France, the guy that, has the little cheese store there in Palanier and a farm. Anyways, yeah, so he definitely has a standing order to head back to Canada to help out some family. He wasn't exactly sure how long that was going to be, but he was a little worried because he has to get out there, but he doesn't have anybody to cover his farm. So this he's like, man, I hope things go bad for you there in Poland because I could really use your help. So if we did have to make a break, we could go to Palanier and kind of lay low there for a bit, help him out on the farm, and then, figure out what our next steps are. He was kind enough to tell me that, he's got a fully stocked farm as far as whatever he's got to do. He's got some cattle to take care of, but he did say that, whatever money I make on his farm, he's got a soybean harvest coming up and things like that. Then, we could essentially keep 20% of whatever we generate there. As a token of his appreciation. So that's good. That's way better than my Uncle Pete. I think we were doing everything there for free, that bugger. Anyways, okay, so let's head down and check on the bales. We've got some bales down there in the lower yard, so we want to go check on that, the toxic pond yard, and see how they're doing. So let's go do that. I feel like now I gotta lock everything. It's kind of funny. The latches here kind of look a little messed up. I swear everything looked nice and new when I went to bed last night, but they look kind of almost look like somebody's trying to hack away at them. So anyways, we're just loving life here. I don't know. So the other thing Lek told me, so basically if I had to make a move, we managed to kind of get a rough market value of all my properties. We think we're sitting around just short of $270,000 of all the land that I own. Now that doesn't necessarily take into consideration any of the buildings that I've put up or anything like that, but you just don't get that money back. I mean, Lek's become a decent contact here for me and dare I call him a friend? But so he could probably scrape together, and I think it's fair for rather than putting these things on the market and hoping that they sell, but meanwhile I might just lose them completely based on whatever corruption's going on around here. He's willing to provide me 60% on the dollar as sort of like that fire sale, get out of town quick, here's some money, see you later kind of thing. So 60% on the dollar puts us around 161,700, something like that. That's weird. Why are these apples here? Why is this juice here? I guess I gotta sell. Yeah, there you go. So take that $160,000, add it to the roughly 65 grand that we've got right now. That's like a 220, right? Around 220. Pay Walter 70 grand, and we're down around 150 grand. As part of the deal, about a month ago, I guess Lek did a deal with the local grain yard. They got an old Mack truck and a reasonable trailer. He said he's not fully sure about the condition or what it's going to need for service, but if I needed to get lost quick, then he could just give me that Mack and the trailer as well, sort of as kind of a payment towards the land. He just doesn't have a lot of cash, so I guess the mill ordered something from him, and it's not in yet. But so that the truck's just sitting down there at their yard. So he said if I needed it, I could just go pick that up. So that's interesting. Sounds like it's gonna cost us a couple bucks to get serviced, anyways. But whatever. So hopefully it doesn't come to that. But okay, so we'll just get this sold. I just want to check those bales, and then we'll probably head over to the yard so we can check out the fence. I didn't put a fence down here. 28%. Yeah, we got a ways for these to go. I didn't put a fence down here because it's sort of out of the way, and I don't know. I just didn't feel like I needed to do any additional security here. So, but yeah, everything looks good here. So let's head on over to the yard. It's funny when you've got something like this hanging over your head. It's hard to concentrate on anything else. You kind of want to just go take a break. I don't do well with not so much conflict. I can deal with conflict mostly in the de-escalation variety, but it's the physical threats that really kind of got me. I'm not a fighter, so I don't really want to get punched in the nose. You know what I mean? Let alone like stabbed or shot or anything or whatever else maybe somebody has in mind. So kind of wild that somebody could be so triggered, so aggressive when really there's no reason. But anyways, it's a beautiful day here, beautiful August day, 21 degrees. Nope, I just missed the turn. Let's just back up. Yeah, see what I mean? I'm not even paying attention. We did okay on the bales we sold. Derek paid well as usual, which is good. We're sitting okay for dough. I think if it wasn't for all this, this drama with Maria's sister's alleged ex-husband, then, and the threats of physical violence and whatever, then, yeah, I'd feel pretty good about today. Look at the different colors out there in the fields. It's a beautiful map. I would hate to have to leave. This would be a sad day, to be honest, because I think there's a pretty decent future here, but maybe it won't be up to me, right? Our grass field looks like it's doing all right, so. All right, let's head over to, what the hell? Where's all my stuff? Okay, this is not good. Every piece of equipment, my Volvo, the John Deere, what the hell? Okay, well, here's the gate that, oh, look, there's those same marks on this gate as what was on the gate at my house. Okay, well, anyways, so this is the fencing that we put in. There's the gate. This is where the gate wasn't available yet, which, okay, this is not good, folks. We got security lighting here. I didn't know, I have no cameras. I was looking at cameras, and now I kind of wish that I just put them in right away. Even a basic trail cam would have been nice. But, yeah, okay, well, oh, hold on, I'm getting a phone call here. Hang tight, I'll be back. Whew, okay, sorry about that, guys, but, wow, all right. So I'm just taking a little walk here to clear my head. So okay, well, everything's gone. All my, the John Deere, the Volvo, I had a couple trailers, water tank, you name it, bale wrapper. My nice new baler's gone. Everything's gone. So that is unfortunate. The phone call that I just got there was enough to convince me that our time is done here in Poland. F this. Anyways, so I don't know who that was, but it was extremely threatening. I've got about 24 hours to get out of here before I end up vanishing, I guess. So I won't really repeat everything they said, but there's, no good will come if we stay, I guess, basically is what I'm getting at. Anyway, so I immediately called the police. So then I just came over. I didn't know where else to go. I didn't want to go back to my house, so I just came over here to the shop to chat. Really just to use one of the offices here, just to kind of sort myself out. The police just left, so I gave them basically all the information I had. I got to be honest with you, though, I don't think they really cared. I got the feeling that they were just kind of going through the motions, and I don't know. I mean, maybe it has something to do with like the corruption and whatever else is going on in this area here, but I got a feeling the police could very well have been the ones that stole all my crap as far as that whole conversation just went. So they must think I'm an idiot. But anyways, okay. Well, my next plan here is to let's take. We're gonna be taking Lek up on his offer for liquidation, and we're gonna be getting the hell out of Dodge. Good Lord, I did not see that coming. Couple quick things here. I'm going to go grab my the header and the header trailer, and we're going to sell that right now for cash. I could take it with me, I guess, but I don't think, based on what Lek's telling me about this truck and trailer, I don't think it's actually going to fit. So we'll just go grab that. Probably say goodbye to our house. This might be I just want to literally grab my clothes, grab my stuff, and hit the road. I already called my friend there in France, in Palanier, and told him that I was coming. So I figured basically I could get there by the sort of first day of September. So he was cool. He said he would just jump on a plane and head out then if I was coming that way, because he really has to go take care of whatever it is he's got to take care of. But yeah, so. But he said everything was pretty self-explanatory. He'd just leave the doors unlocked to his house, and it's a pretty safe area. So I'm like, well, it must be nice to be in a safe area. It's not exactly where I'm living right now. But yeah, okay. Well, let's go say goodbye to our house for the last time, I guess. That old water tank's not worth anything. I'm gonna just leave that there. This is all gonna belong to Lek. All right, let's get this thing and go get it sold. Unbelievable, man. All my stuff's gone. The police don't seem to really care. I've been threatened with disappearance if I don't get out of here in 24 hours. I've got nobody other than really Lek and Maria, but I mean, Maria's sister is the one sort of that was the crux of all this. And through all this, I haven't heard anything from her, which, whatever, I don't expect to. You know what else is weird, actually? The amount of so I was getting called nonstop for the contracts, and now basically since all this stuff started happening, I haven't really heard from anybody for contracts. I'll probably, once I'm on the road, I'll probably follow up with David and see what's going on, but I don't want to get anybody else involved in this. I just want to get the hell out of Dodge. I don't even know what this is worth. I also don't remember what I paid for it. That's worth 15 grand. And almost $1,000 there. I spent the $200 to repair this, which is fine. Okay, that's sold. So let's head over. So Lek, so anyways, Lek threw me the keys to that Mack truck and trailer. So I think what we're going to do is we'll go down and we'll grab that right now. And then we'll get our stuff. I mean, thankfully we still have our mower, our little piece of airport equipment there, which I don't know what we're gonna do with that. But and I've got a spreader down there too. Actually, we're gonna have to. Do I take the spreader with me? I might be able to put it on the back of the little airport equipment there. Anyways, whatever. We'll figure it out. But let's head down here. We're gonna go find this truck. Oh. So basically what I got to do, Lex said, grab the truck, bring it over to him. Let's see what it needs for service. He's not going to pay for the servicing. I got to pay for that, but whatever it needs, we'll go. We'll get that done right away, and then yeah, I'm pretty much going to be loading up and heading out. I mean, it's roughly 16 or 17 hour drive without traffic or incidences from Szpakowo to Palanie. So I mean, if I can get loaded up, grab my cash from Lek, who's trying to put all that together right now, sign over all of my my property. Yeah, what is that? Let's say we're on the road by like 11 or 12, 16 hours. Yeah, we're waking up. We're waking up in Palanie, folks. Good Lord, did anybody see that? Who had that on their bingo card this morning? It's funny how you spend a lot of time in a place, and you really kind of get invested in it, and you enjoy it, and you like every little piece of it, and then all of a sudden, when something goes bad, you couldn't put it behind you fast enough. So right now I'm looking around, and yeah, none of this looks inviting or good. It just looks like a place I want to leave. All right, so apparently just inside the gate here is where we're gonna find this truck. So let's see what we got. Lek called ahead, so I can pretty much just take it. Okay, there we go. Perfect. Okay, so we got 328 hours on this thing, and yeah, I mean, it's the service bar is down, but it's not completely gone. Best I can tell, this thing is packing some power, which is useful, I guess. Man, I'm like panicked. I don't want whomever gave me the 24-hour deadline to pack up and go. I don't want them to change their mind and decide to look for me early here. So, not really gonna waste too much time. Yeah, probably one strap's safe enough, right? All right, let's get that up. Throw some lights on. Some hazards. Not like these back roads are really going to be populated enough that we need to worry. Don't think I'm going to make that corner. I haven't really spent a lot of time driving anything like this, so this should be interesting. I'm not even sure that I have actually the license to drive this, but we're just going to hope we don't get pulled over and everything should be good. I'll tell you one thing, we're going to get Lek to service this, and I'm probably going to get him to paint those rims. There's no way I could look at red rims. I think I understand. I can see what the vision was, but yeah, no thanks. Good God, I woke up this morning just kind of like a little on edge, but the sun was shining, and we were talking about the weather, and now I'm driving an old Mack truck loaded with my tractor on it, ready to get the hell out of here. Oy vey. Okay, well, anyways, let's get back to Lek, and then we'll figure out how we're going to get all this stuff loaded. All right, so you know what? For an old truck, it drives pretty well. Definitely needs a bit of a cleanup, but that's the least of our worries right now. Let's see what this thing needs for service. $2,000 basically. I'm not going to repaint this thing. All right. I just came over here to see if Maria's sister was there. I figured, what have I got to lose now? I might as well tell her off before I leave, but there's nobody answering the door, so I swear I saw her looking out the curtains, but man, pissed me off. Lek told me he was done with the truck, so that's good. Shoot, I wanted to get him. Okay, so the truck itself was about $2,000 to repair. The trailer ended up being about $600 or $700 to repair. He didn't charge me anything. He just took a spray bomb out and painted the rims. I wanted to get him to paint the rims on the trailer too, but you know what I'll do? I'm going to see if I can get him to do that before we go. He told me that he's got the cash now, so I'm going to grab that, and then we're going to go figure out how to load. I guess we got to load the lawnmower, and we got to load the little flatbed airport equipment there, and then figure out what we're going to do with the spreader. And then I think, so if we hit the road, we're probably going to find somewhere to spend the night, and then we'll cruise into Palanie in the morning, I think. But how fast this... Oh, God. Let me back this in. We'll see if we can get this trailer wheels painted to match the truck, and then I'll grab my cash and and we'll be on the move. Okay, there it is, 161,760. That is all of my land, including the buildings. There's the we had like a little bit of fertilizer, that kind of stuff. So everything belongs to Lek now. I'm gonna go down and grab the mower, grab my stuff anyways, and then we'll probably pop by the house quickly to grab the few clothes that I have and my toothbrush, and we're hitting the road, guys. We'll be in Paligny, France before we know it. So I don't have any intention of spending more time than what my friend needs from me there on Paligny. So, I mean, if anything, it's kind of going to be a cool way to experience the region. We'll get a more or less a fully built out farm to kind of look after for. Oh shoot! I just wanted to turn around here. To look after for a bit. We'll be able to make a couple bucks until we figure out what our next move is. Yeah, I sort of alluded to Italy as a possible next step for us. That might be something. I think the cool thing about maybe us moving right now is it kind of frees us up to maybe try some different things before we actually physically go and buy a farm. It'd be kind of cool to just grab an apartment somewhere and kind of putter around for a while. Yeah, I can sell these. Those aren't mine now. I can't sell them. It'd be cool to kind of, just grab an apartment in a region somewhere and sort of putter around and, kind of, I don't know, do some contracts, that kind of thing, experience some different areas. Okay, so how the heck am I going to... So I could put... Oh, I got a weight down here, too. If I put the spreader on here, there's no way that it's going to lift it high enough for me to put it onto that cart, I don't think. I mean, that would be perfect if it did. No. Ooh. If I park this... Oh, this is probably going to be a bad idea. If I park this next to here... You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? Yeah, that's not going to work, is it? Oh, no, because I don't even think I can... What if I go backwards? If I back onto here... What I should be doing is just heading down to the shop and using the forklift, because I'm pretty sure I could do this with the forklift. Ooh, scraping. Oh yeah, check this out. I think we call this a redneck loading ramp. Can I get this far enough underneath, I wonder? Oh, come on, really? Is this the kind of action you were expecting when you logged on here today? Oh. Oh yeah, that looks secure. I can't believe that just worked. Okay, so let's see if we can get this on top of the trailer now. Funny, as disappointed as I started this... Well, okay, roller coaster of emotions. Started the day off happy. Then became shocked. Oh, crap. Then, obviously, had a moment fearing for my life. Then, the disappointment I experienced speaking to the police. And now I feel kind of free. We've got some cash in hand. Oh, this is not going well. We have some cash in hand. We've got a place to go. We have a purpose. We've got a really grubby old cool Mack truck now. I never should have done this. This is... Who's watching this? Oh, we did it, boys. And girl. No wheelies. Alright, let's just hope that there's no collisions on that door and we should be good. We got straps. Okay, I mean, despite the fact that the wheels are moving by themselves, we seem to be secure. Well, I'm getting pulled over on the way to France for sure. Pardonnez-moi, monsieur, but you are very stupid, I think is what I'm going to hear. Shoot. I'm making a mess of Lex Bales. It's a shame that we aren't going to get to... Oh. Should I take that weight? Yeah, it's a shame that we aren't going to get to, you know, work this field or harvest our canola that we just put in, or, you know, all the rest of the stuff, but I'm okay with it. We're gonna live, which is nice. Shoot, maybe if I get a bit of a run at it. Am I good enough to back the mower on? Wait, one more run. Ugh, okay, I gotta stop doing that. I'm gonna break something, including maybe my face. And is there anything I'm forgetting there, folks? Is there anything I'm missing? Is there a glaring thing right in front of my face that I'm just not considering? The local Polish mob has forced me from my peaceful life here in Szpakowo. Thankfully, my only friend, who also happens to be the husband of the sister of the ex-wife of the Polish mob boss, which is kind of a weird coincidence, but anyways, can't be anything weird about that. Police don't want to talk to me. I just sold all my stuff for 60 cents on the dollar. Yeah, seems legit. Alright, so this looks like it's gonna work. Ooh. Shouldn't have said anything. What if I drop the mower? Is that going to be a problem? No. Not at all. Yeah, totally safe. I just wanted to get this centered because it was not centered. Yeah, I want to get these wheels centered. Okay, so let's lower the weight. Perfectly legitimate the way everything is loaded here. That's good. Wow, that was a bit of a weight there. Bit of weight there on the back, I guess. And yeah, there we go, folks. There's all of our worldly possessions. Everything we get to take with us on the way to escaping Poland. The new name for the series is Escaping Poland. Okay, well, so I want to pass by the house to grab the last couple things that I need, I guess. There's nothing over at the yard that we need. We've already been over there with the police, so that's all cleaned out. I've got the money from Lek. Let's wire transfer Walter his money right now. There's the final $70,000 we owe the old guy. The last $5,000. Walter's paid off. We've got $172,000 left in the bank, which would come in handy at some point. Shoot, how am I going to make that corner? How am I going to make that corner without running over, like, headstones? What do we got, a grass field over here? So I think I can turn around here. Got to plan ahead when you're driving something like this. Let's hope the roads are nice, wide, and forgiving when we get to Palanier. So the word there, so my friend's got a small dairy operation. The farm that he bought way back had so it's very very ancient, sort of a really historic farm. He's got some various equipment. He said don't judge him by the condition of it, but whatever. So he's got some cows right now that are producing milk. He has a business there, a storefront, a dairy, so to speak. That produces a number of different things, but it's been kind of mothballed for a bit. He hasn't really, I guess whatever's going on back in Canada has had him a little preoccupied. So he just wasn't, he just wasn't doing it. So he did say that if I wanted, I mean, the cows produce fantastic milk, so I could get the. He's got a couple contact names for some people in the area that are always looking for work. Somebody could come in and basically, bottle milk for me or whatever, and we could sell that stuff. And like he said, 20% of all revenue we generate, we can keep. So, for example, when the soybean harvest is due, then we can go ahead and keep 20% of the money that we get. So here, let's leave this here for a sec. So I think that's pretty good. But yeah, other than that, I think he said he had a couple grass fields and some soybean fields. Okay, so that water tank's just going to stay there. My barbecue, didn't really get to use that enough. All right, that's empty. Soccer ball, toys, we'll just leave all that there. Man, I even really wanted, at some point, I had this dream of restoring this car, but I guess that's not going to happen now. But anyways, yeah. So what do you think, guys? We're out of here. That's it. Bye Poland. So all right, well, I'm gonna run into the house and get my clothes together, and then we're basically gonna hit the road. And I think the next time I see you guys, we'll be rolling into France. Oh, guys, we made it! Holy crap! We're in Paligny now, up on the ridge here. So we gotta get down into town to go find my friend's farm. Man, that was a bit of a hike. So we drove about 13 hours, took a break in Hockenheim, which was kind of cool. I kind of wanted to stop there anyways. I had that on the last time they raced a Formula One race there was back in 2019. So that was a very popular historic track. And when I noticed that it was basically right en route from Szpakowo to here in Paligny, it took us about 13 hours to get there. It was kind of neat. I only had a brief period this morning to look around. They got a museum there, and Porsche has like an experience zone or whatever there. We can go drive their cars. But anyways, it was about a 3.5 hour drive this morning to get here. So knowing that that's really not that far away is kind of neat. That's a cool thing about being here in Europe is there's just so many amazing things which are really not that far away. To drive where I was from in Canada, to drive 3 hours, I'm still in the same province looking at the same trees. Here I could be I could cross borders of multiple countries and go see a lot of historic stuff. But so anyways, yeah, we're pulling into town here. Pretty uneventful. I've spent about $1,500 so far. My buddy was telling me that his fridge is pretty empty, so maybe I need to stop at a grocery store on the way in. And according to Google Maps, there's one just up here, so we're going to go and pull in there. Oh, I just saw the Paligny sign. Maybe we'll have to jump out afterwards and run back down and get our picture taken with it. I really don't want to start off my experience here by running people over. Okay, so this right up here should be the grocery store. Can I get my truck in there? Well, more like, can I get my truck out of here afterwards? Okay, well, let's just jam this here, and then we'll go run into the store. Oh, we'll leave the four ways on. Yeah, so everything made it here in one piece. I did have to... So when I actually crossed into Germany, I guess they have some kind of regulation. I wasn't allowed to bring... they weren't happy that there was lime in here. So I ended up having to empty that, which meant unloading everything and then dumping the lime and then loading everything back up. So I did manage to get it all loaded a little bit better. But anyways, yeah, I thought this was kind of funny. The guy, the road inspector or whatever his name is, thought that was kind of funny too when I managed to get that. He's like, "Oh, it fits very well." But other than that, yeah, they didn't ask me to see any special license or anything. I was able to just move on. So, all right, well, let's go head into the boulangerie and get ourselves some food. What? Oh my God, is this what I'm going to be living on now that I'm in France? Donuts. Anyways, all right, let me do this and then we'll head over to my buddies. All right, $350 later, and we got some groceries. So I'd sent a photo of this to my friend, showing him what I was coming with, and he said, "Good luck getting that into the yard." And he sort of thought that once it's in the yard, we may never get it out of the yard, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I'm a pretty decent driver. Like, I can deal with some small spaces, so if there's a way, we'll make it happen. So this is the beautiful historic town of Paligny in the whatever region of France. Not exactly sure what they specialize in, and you know what? We're not going to spend enough time here to really worry about that. Oh, sorry, I didn't know that was a crosswalk. I didn't see any guys honking at me, probably telling me I was supposed to pull over or stop. But yeah, I don't anticipate spending enough time here to really understand the region or anything. We'll just get some farming activities, probably get to do some contracts, and then figure out what our next step is. So okay, so here's his farm up here on the right. I believe it's all of these buildings immediately on the right here, and I'm supposed to get into this somehow. Okay, let's pull over for a second. Hopefully everybody just passes me, because it'd be nice to be able to gosh, okay, pass me, folks. So okay, he did say there's a laneway here, so if I can get my truck down there, we should be all right. There's so much traffic here. All right, I think there's a roundabout up here. I think if I can get turned around up here, then I might get a better angle at that driveway there. Let me go hit the roundabout and the speed bump. But yeah, this is a nice little region. I've really wanted to spend more time here. Ever since, if you remember, when we left Great Britain and drove to Poland, we actually stopped over here to visit and then carried on. But we, literally didn't spend any time here. So I've kind of ever since then thought it would be nice to come back here. And I had talked to my friend a number of times about, coming back here to, help out or whatever. But I mean, once you have your own farm, it's hard to, and your own, like, I think we talked about it. I had my own money making opportunities and everything. So it's hard to break free and go farm for somebody else. These are, well, I think what we'll do, like, this has been a hell of a trip. So let's hopefully get this thing parked, and then it was a little further up, I think, right? Oh, people love honking here. We'll get this thing parked, and then we'll do a quick look around, and then I'll probably be going back to sleep for a while. I don't do well on long trips, so that drive was hellish for me. Okay, we should be able to get in here, no problem. Just get out of the way. Oh yeah. It's just once you're in here, what do you do? Well, I'm not turning there. Chickens everywhere. Oh yeah, if I get down here, this would be perfect. All right, let's see if we can get ourselves down here. But these new running shoes, man, they're fast. I just want to keep it nice and wide. Oh yeah, this should be no problem. What I don't want to do is destroy anything here, especially my own vehicle. I kind of like this. So I on one hand, I thought, well, yeah, great. Now I own a truck that I never wanted in a trailer, and I had every intention of finding the local dealer here and getting them to put a number on it. Actually, if I go there, that doesn't look like I'm going to make it. But now that I spent so much time in this truck, I really like it. So I don't think I'm going to look at selling it right away, unless we need money. But, shoot. Alright, let's try. If I back up here, maybe I don't even need to put it down there for now, to be honest with you. I mean, my buddy's got enough equipment here that I might not even need to use mine, but... So the one thing he did say was, wherever possible, if I have some equipment that I can use, if I want to do some contracts in the area, he said there's lots of opportunity to make money. He would appreciate it if I used my own stuff, but if I wanted, I could use his stuff also. I would just have to be responsible for the upkeep. Oh my God. All right, well, there we go. Our ugly rig here is now in France. Fiat, you've been with me a while. We picked this thing up, if you remember, like half half dead in Great Britain and then hauled it all the way to Poland with us, and now it's here. Okay, so he said we got 3 soybean fields. So we're probably about a month before we got to harvest this. So field 2 would be right here. 3.5 acres and 7 acres. So 10, there's probably what, 15 acres worth of soybeans here. So yeah, I should be able to make a couple bucks there. 20%, that's all I need. Give me my 20%. Can we get straw off soybeans? So then we have 2 grass fields that this one looks like it's ready to mow. This is 3.6 acres, and then a field that I've wanted to farm ever since I saw this region in a postcard, i.e. saw this map released in FS22. I've wanted to farm this field, and we are finally at the point where we're going to get a chance to drop a mower here and do some work in this field. So that's fantastic. I'm looking forward to that. So we'll be producing a bunch of, I guess we're going to produce bales, silage, because we've got cows. I don't anticipate trying to feed them TMR. We'll probably just make silage bales and then feed them that way. My buddy said that he had topped up the cows before he left, so we'll see what's left there. Okay. I mean, we took care of, or we sort of built the sheep farm there for my Uncle Pete, but I don't think I've really ever done anything with cows before. What the heck's this? Oh. What's up there, homie? You don't look very stable, man. You're only 1 month old, that's probably why. There's apparently 12 of you guys somewhere. So we've got a little over 40 cows, animals. Whoa, who left this door open? Oh, cool. Anyways, okay, so we got cows. Equipment-wise, we have a harvester and a header, so that'll come in handy when it comes time to pull the soybeans off. Yeah, so he was saying that we had a number of bales here, so we wouldn't have to panic right away. Oh, God, we got a bunch of hay bales. Looks like some straw bales and some silage that is ready to rock. Silage, yeah. We have 32 bales of silage. So anyways, we should be okay for animal feed for now. That's our trailer. Not our trailer, but his trailer. Okay, so for tractors, we have a little John Deere here. I don't remember what our John Deere was on the other in Poland before it got stolen, but it did kind of look like this. We have a plow, I guess. Is that a plow? Cultivator? Plow. He said the silos are empty. Oh, finally an old truck. It's got some massive damage there. I wonder what happened to the fender. All right, we got this little cloths. I mean, everything looks a little beat up and really dirty, that's for sure. Trailer. Okay, so he's got a mower here, so we don't necessarily need to use our mower. Although it doesn't look very wide. We may want to use our mower because I don't think this is putting anything in rows either. Then we have whatever this is, cedar, power harrow, and a cedar. Okay, I've never actually, in all my time of playing FS, other than maybe the very first time I ever opened up a game, and I don't know what year that was, I don't think I've ever used one of those. And then is this a bale wrapper or just a baler? Round bale net. I think this is just a baler. So we will likely have to figure out some way to wrap bales. So I'm going to try my best not to purchase anything while I'm here. But if I do purchase something, it's going to have to be something that I can sell again. Because I don't know. I guess it depends on where we go and when. We got some eggs here already. 8 chickens. Oh, and they got food. So they got food for now anyways. Do we have any milk? All right, so we have 1,400 liters of milk. We already have some manure and we already have some slurry for fertilization. They have a bunch of food. They've got a bunch of straw, but we'll have to figure out a way to get the milk from here into our little store. So let's go check out our little store, and then I think I'm probably going to just pass out, y'all. Yeah, so here's where we can make a number of different dairy-related products. And he sent me a picture of this. This is so cool, man. So here is our fromage fermier, news fromage de quality fermier products. Okay, I don't know what any of that means, but yeah, this is kind of sweet. Oh my god, there's that guy that was trying to pass me. He must have stalled his car right in the middle of the road. Anyways, yeah, so like what a cool setup. I remember when he was telling me about this place, I thought, man, you're living the life. You got a little fromager maker, cheese maker, dairy, whatever. You've purchased like one epic historic building. Like, look at the front of this place. And you live in this quaint little village here in France. So like what could go wrong? Anyway, so I don't honestly know how long we're going to be here in France for. I do know that we're going to attempt to make some money as we decide what we're going to be doing next with our lives. All I know is we escaped Poland with some semblance of integrity. We did nothing wrong, but unfortunately were forced out by seemingly the Polish mob who was threatening our lives and stealing all of our stuff. But you know what? Good news. We're healthy. As long as they don't follow us here, we should be good. And we can kind of get a little bit of work done here in France. So anyways, let me know what you think, guys. Hopefully that was a reasonable way of vacating one map in the hopes of getting to experience another one for a little bit, which is really the whole intention of these mini-series. Get in, get some stuff done, and get out. But how do you go and build a farm and a life and whatever and get out properly? So hopefully... Why are these guys honking at me? Yeah, so hopefully this was a reasonable way of getting into Poland and getting out of Poland. Oh my god, the drivers are here are crazy. Jeez. Okay, well, anyways, I'm going to go take a nice long nap, and when I come to, we will probably go and start mowing grass. All right? So take it easy, guys. Thanks so much. Adios.